Introducing the Parkinson's Strength and Balance Training Program. In this video series, you will learn training exercises that are proven methods to creating neurological demands and reactivation of neurotransmitters to your muscles. While we cannot offer a cure, we can offer a chance to alleviate symptoms of PD without the use of drugs. You will also meet people living with Parkinson's disease. They will share their stories about dealing with the symptoms of PD and how this program helped change their lives. If you are suffering from Parkinson's disease, we believe the words of our clients will inspire you to join their quest for a healthy lifestyle improvement.
On December 11, 2017, the first scientific study on exercise for Parkinson's disease revealed that higher intensity training was just as, if not more beneficial than, current Parkinson's drugs. With Parkinson's disease, the communication channels can slowly become disconnected one neurotransmitter at a time. This eventually can leave you with delayed or possibly no muscle movement at all to certain extremities.
Over 6 million Americans are currently diagnosed with Parkinson's. The effects of Parkinson's on a person's lifestyle can be devastating both physically and emotionally.
My name is Don Field. I was diagnosed with the Parkinson's disease. I was embarrassed by my body because it was changing. I would fall. Everybody thought I was drunk. I would stagger. And I just didn't believe in myself anymore mentally.
I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. It's been about 1 year and 4 months. Some of the symptoms that I've experienced, the major one was the change in my gait. I had a lot of trouble walking. My legs would get fatigued real easy. Sleep problems. I've had anxiety and depression.
My name's Dwight Barnett, and I was diagnosed in 2012, remained in denial for a couple of years, and then symptoms got so bad in 2014 that finally in the spring of 2015 I couldn't feed myself and I couldn't get dressed by myself.
Did not realize I had any illness whatsoever until I started a lot of balance problems. And that's when I was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Strength and Balance Training Program, headed by personal trainer Jeffrey Brady of Nashville, Tennessee, specializes in helping people with Parkinson's disease.
Exercise and therapy are probably some of the best things you could ever do for a person. And so when I decided that I wanted to give back to the community, I use that as my basis of why I want to help people, because I don't believe that people are actually given the resources that they need to fight Parkinson's disease the way they should be able to. Carl Davis, he's lost a lot of his normal abilities, reflex abilities, not so much in the balance. He doesn't have any type of tremors or anything. But what he does have is a real strong forward lean when he walks. Lost just a lot of muscle mass and body strength that he would normally have. And so I've pretty much put him through the same program, going through the stability and the aquatics training, and of course all the weight training and that type of thing that we've been doing.
Since I've been working with Jeffrey here, I've gotten some improvements in strength, my legs, my ankles. I've been able to walk more upright and less with the Parkinson's lean.
Carl's had some really good improvements so far. Just his general well-being is much greater. He usually has a pretty heavy fatigue about the middle of the day. He actually went a couple weeks without having any fatigue issues at all, made it through the work day and able to go home and relax normal. Some days when he does have a little bit of fatigue, it's usually just limited to a short time. He'll sit down and rest for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then he's ready to go again. Don Field, he has a couple different issues going on with him. He has a CMT, which is a form of muscular dystrophy. It's real rare. And then on top of that, he has Parkinson's disease.
Anytime I was just standing still, I fall forward, backwards. My legs were very weak.
So far with Don, what we've done is we started out with some basic balance training. We've moved into some self-myofascial release, starting with the feet and working into the rest of the body. We've also done a lot of leg training, stability training, stability ball training, and even aquatics training.
When I started working with Jeffrey, the biggest thing I started noticing was my balance.
As far as improvements go, he actually has his balance back. Originally, he wasn't even able to stand up in the shower. Now he's able to actually take a shower, close his eyes, wash his hair without falling over. As far as his just quality of life goes, now he's actually able to just walk normal and feel normal around other people. He's gained some strong cognitive skills. He's regained a lot of his ability to think faster, to respond faster. It's been quite an amazing transformation for him so far. Dwight Barnett, he was referred to us through the Department of Veterans Affairs. I received a phone call from his caseworker. Apparently his electrotherapy that he had been having done over there at the university was no longer effective for him. His tremors were getting really bad and he didn't have a way to get them under control. So I offered my services to him.
Well, I didn't want to go back and get another ECT treatment because I've lost the memories from the past 10 or 15 years, and I would like to regain them. I have to go 6 months before I have a chance of regaining any of them. And hopefully, this exercise regimen that I'm involved in will keep me from having to go back and get an ECT.
So we'll do a lot of different things where we'll have a lot of hand and feet movements at one time, and then we try to get him to induce some thought process into it on top of those hand and feet movements. We'll do total core activation, where we're actually getting almost every muscle in the body activated, and then he has to basically spell out some type of thought process for us while he's doing those activities. And what that does is allows the brain to kind of retrain itself into those physical activities because it has to take its mind off that physical activity and start thinking about something else. After just a few weeks into the program, his tremors more or less had subsided, except for just kind of a little bit here and there, which he still has. Every once in a while, the tremors will come, and it's a real short period of time. We're putting 3 hours of real hard, tough training in for him, you know, 2 to 3 days a week, all the time. Everything he does, he puts 100% into. So he's very excited about what it's doing for him.
I'm not well. I'll never be well. But look at this. I haven't missed a dose of medicine this morning. So it's been tremendously effective. Less shaking, my muscle tension, which is another major symptom, has diminished, and the ache in the muscle in my neck and shoulder has largely gone away. I don't have the depression and anxiety. Fortunately, that's gone, it seems to be.
At this point with Dwight, he's been able to ride his bike, he's gone ice skating, he goes out and he can actually jog now, which is amazing. Being able to spend time with his grandkids and be active with them kind of brings tears to my eyes when I see stuff like that happen, just because we know that what we're doing is working, it's helping. It's not a cure, because we don't ever know what that cure is. However, we just know that we are taking a lot of those side effects from Parkinson's and we're pushing them back to the beginning. We're giving him a new life, and that's the goal, is to give anybody that walks in the door through here a new life. That's what we're about.
Programming, proprioception, reactivation, cognitive skills training, exercise, and proper nutrition. All of these things can be the key to recovery from symptoms of Parkinson's. Through this program, we will demonstrate to you our proven method on creating a neurological demand and reactivation of neurotransmitters to your muscles. With the creation of demand, your body will naturally begin to respond and your neurotransmitters will align to bring movements you had thought to be lost. Regardless of your current level of activity, these exercises are beneficial to realigning or reestablishing the neurological pathways to the correct muscle groupings, which will help bring balance, a safer and more effective gait, ability to mobilize to and from the floor without assistance, reduced or elimination of tremors, reduction or elimination of neurological crossfade or involuntary movements.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Brady. Today we're going to be going through a series of exercises. This will be the first part of our full series for the Parkinson's training. in muscle activation and your recovery. This is Heather Hall. She's going to be demonstrating our exercises and activities for us today. So today, on our first set of exercises we're going to be doing, we have 3 different options that you can use at home. Over to the right, you see we have a exercise step system put together. We're going to use that as our bench today. The next we also have is the balance trainer ball that you can use, or you can simply use a chair at home for the start of these exercises. All right, so this first activity we're going to do is muscle activation and programming. We always want to start with the feet. The reason we start with the feet is because it's the furthest distance from the brain, which is the most difficult to get the signals all the way down, especially with Parkinson's. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with toe curls, where we'll actually separate the feet from each other. And we're going to do both feet at the same time, and we're going to crunch the toes as if we're picking up some marbles off the floor, and then we're going to relax them. And we're going to do this 10 times in a row, and you can follow along. And first one, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And if you have any difficulties getting both the feet to do it at the same time, we're going to go to individuals. So when we go to the individuals, we'll start with the left foot, and we're going to go 10 times with the left and the left foot only, and you can follow along. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then we'll go ahead and go to the right, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. And sometimes you'll get what's called a crossover, and in the crossover, one foot will activate, and as you try to activate the single foot, the other one will twitch or move with it. And our goal is to, in this activity, is to try to get both of them to move individually without having that crossover, so the neurological function is reprogrammed into the brain of all the muscles that are required to activate for this activity. So the next thing that we do once we've made it through this portion is we're going to go to the ankle rotations, extensions, and retractions with the foot. So we're going to start out by lifting the leg into the air. Okay, and we want our heel up off the floor, and the reason we do this is because we don't want to use any other parts of the body to activate the foot. So we're going to start out by making a large rotation, drawing circles with our toes, and see if we can get it activated. And then we're going to reverse the direction all the way around. Good, and you can relax the foot. Now what we're going to do, the next one is going to be the extension. So foot raised, and we're going to extend the foot all the way out, pointing the toes. And then we're going to retract it. We're going to take it all the way back. So this is your flexion, and you want to bring it back as far as possible. If you seem to have difficulties in the flexion, we will show you just following this activity a stretch that will help you create a better flexion and extension in the foot, and relax, and you can set that foot down. So we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to start with our left foot first. We're going to raise it up, and we're going to do 10 rotations all the way around, starting clockwise, and begin. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and we're going to go the opposite direction. Ready, and rotate. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And keeping the foot raised, and we're going to point the toes all the way out, and we're going to hold. And then we're going to go ahead and retract. Bring it back as far as possible, and take it back out and hold, and retract one more time. And now you may relax the foot and set it on the ground. And then we're going to change to the other side. So we're going to lift the leg, and we're going to do our clockwise rotations, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And opposite direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And keeping the foot in the air, and we're going to extend, pointing the toes, and then we'll again retract, point the toes and hold, and into the retraction, and you now may relax the foot. So we've completed the first set of lower body activation with the feet and the legs, and what we're going to do now is we're going to practice some balance training on the floor. So first, Heather's going to tilt her head back, and you can follow along or you can wait for me to complete this, and then we're going to go ahead and close the eyes slowly and see if we can maintain balance. And then we'll go ahead and open the eyes and see if we're in the same place that we started. If you feel like you're swaying too heavily, we got a couple different options. One is we can actually use the wall, and you can reach your hand out, touch the wall lightly so you can feel if there's any movement, and then slowly try to bring your hand away from the wall. So the head's back, eyes are closed, and try to hold and open and bring the head level and relax. And then in the second part of this, what we're going to do is we're going to try it on a single foot. Eyes will be open, head will be straight, and we're going to go ahead and lift one foot and try to balance. So we're going to start out as we progress. We're going to take the foot directly to the front, leg fully extended, and then we're going to take it down to the side without touching the floor, and straight down next to the leg, and then we're going to take it all the way to the back. And we're going to try in one single motion, take it from the back to the front, and then around out to the side, making a slight circular motion, and then back down. And then both feet flat on the floor, and then we'll repeat this on the other side. So we're going to lift the left leg, taking it completely out to the front and bring it down more towards to the side, and then we're going to take it all the way to the back, and then we're going to take it out and around all the way to the front, extend, and back down on the floor, and relax. So if you're unable to complete this series, you can start by doing some simple motions, which will be just barely lifting the foot up off the floor. And you'll start here, and then you can switch over to the other foot. Try to hold it as long as you can to maintain that balance. And switching feet, just a slight lift, and then eventually you can go into the rest of the exercise and relax. The next part of this, we're going to actually lift one leg just up off the floor. We're going to hold, and we're going to try closing the eyes for 1 to 3 seconds. And we'll close, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll put the foot back down and relax. And you may find yourself losing your balance by around the second or third second. And then we're going to switch legs, and we're going to try closing the eyes. 2, 1, and relax, and we'll put that foot back down, and then that completes this session. All right, so the next stage in the balance training is actually on the more aggressive balance pad. And you can find these at most of your exercise stores or even online. So what Heather's going to do is she is going to slowly take her head and tilt it back, and she's going to slowly close her eyes. As she closes her eyes, she's going to have to engage her balancing mechanisms. And as you can see, there's going to be a slight sway. Some of you may be a little more pronounced of a sway than Heather is, and some of you might be perfectly still. So what we're doing is we're engaging some of the balancing mechanisms in the inner ear, and then also muscle activation in the lower extremities at the same time. So if you take a look at the feet, you'll notice that the feet are engaging, and the muscles all the way through the legs, all the way down to the toes are engaging for better balance. And go ahead and open your eyes and relax, and you may step off the pad onto the firm ground. So we're going to be doing some finger and toe activation, and then a combination of both. We have a yoga mat here that we're going to be using. We're actually going to lay down on the floor. So the finger and the toe activation while Heather gets down on the mat. The purpose of doing the fingers and the toes is because the extremities are the furthest away from the brain, so neurologically the function is a little bit more in depth and intense for the brain to have to activate those digits. So we're going to go ahead and take the tops of our hands and place them on the floor. Starting out, we actually want to take the thumbs and we want to touch it beginning with our index finger, both hands at the same time. And then we'll go to our next finger, the middle finger, and then to the ring finger, and then to the pinky. And then we're going to backtrack it, so we're going to do exactly the same thing, but in reverse, to the ring finger, middle finger, and index finger. And we're going to continue this motion. And when we're able to complete this motion in sequence between both hands, we're going to begin activating the toes at the same time. And as we activate the toes, what we want to do is we want to curl the toes, make them a nice crunch, and then we're going to relax them. And we're going to continue on our path with our fingers. So this is going to help with dexterity. This will also help reduce some tremors. And what this does is it also programs neurologically the functions of each one of the digits in the hand. So during this retraining process, when we're able to activate the toes and the fingers separately, we have completed activation between the toes and the fingers separately with the functions of the brain. And you can relax. In this next part, we're going to work on some walking. It's not going to be just your regular walking. We're going to do some backwards walking and some sidestepping also. We're going to work on some heel to toe contact on the forward walks. We'll be working on the toe to heel contact on the backwards walk, and then the even level steps on the side steps. So we're going to go ahead and start with the focus on the forward walk. And we got some light heel to toe. Let's go ahead and stop there. Let's try backwards. We're going to try to go toe to heel. And once we're comfortable with this toe to heel walk, going backwards, we actually want to start to lengthen our step out. So let's go ahead, toe to heel backwards, a little bit longer steps as we progress, and then we're going to go into a forward walk, longer step, toe to heel, until we feel comfortable. And let's go ahead and stop right there. You can back up into the center of the room again. Good, and the next part we're going to do the side step. So nice level foot. We're going to step sideways, starting with our left. Step to the left, and bring the foot in. Step to the left again, and bring the other foot in, and then we're going to step to the right. And bring that foot in, and to the right again, bringing the foot in, and then we're going to go into a backwards walk. And forward. And backwards. And side step left. And side step right, and backwards. And so the goal when we do this muscle activation and this walking program is we're trying to get the brain to respond faster than we can actually think about doing the motions ourselves. So when I say side step, begin your side step left, side step right. And you'll notice, and you can go ahead and stop there, Heather, and you'll notice in the position change that the foot never even actually hit the ground in one of the steps before the direction was changed. And that's the goal, is to get the brain to respond faster. So we're going to go ahead, side step left, side step right, and the foot you see didn't hit the ground, and stop there, Heather. And then let's do the same thing with the forward walk. Go ahead, side step to your right first. Good, and now we'll go ahead, side step left, and forward, and backwards. And you'll notice the foot just barely came up off the floor, and forward, and backwards. And she was able to change motions in the middle of a step, and relax. All right, so the next part that we're gonna work on is what we call the hop and stop. Now that we've gone through all the processes and activating all the muscles in the feet and the lower extremities, we've worked on the hands and the motor functions in the hands, and we should be able to do a light little bit of an arm swing, so the arms will swing backwards and then forward, nice and easy. When we do our first hop, we're going to do a forward hop. So we're going to hop forward and stop. Now what we want to do is we want to regain our balance and bend our knees a little bit, and then we'll start our arm swing once again and hop. And you'll notice on the hop that there'll be a little bit of a forward swing. You notice how Heather kind of swayed backwards slightly, so make sure you want to regain your balance when you do the same thing. All right, so another rundown on the hop and stop. Forward is slight arm swing, bend in the knees, and we're gonna do a light hop forward. Good, and we're gonna rebalance. Now, if we don't have expectations, it's gonna necessarily be able to do such a large hop, so we're gonna demonstrate the very short hop and slight bend in the knees, light hop, regain your balance, and relax. So what we're gonna focus on here on the backwards hop is our arm swing. So our arms are going to start out forward. As the arms come back, that is when we'll begin our actual hop, because we want our arms to swing forward as we land to counterbalance, and that will help stabilize you on the backwards hop. So get ready, backwards hop. Good, and you'll notice when the arms swing back, that is when you hop and engage. As they swing forward, that is your counterbalance. So you can hop and stop, reset, and go ahead and walk forward, Heather. And we're going to do that again. So you'll notice as the arms swing back, That's when we engage our hop. As they come back forward, that is our counterbalance. So we got a slight bend in the knees and slightly bent forward. So this next set, we're gonna go into a forward hop and then a back hop combination. So we're gonna forward hop and backwards hop. Good, and reset, rebalance, forward hop and backwards hop. Good. All right, so on the side hop, what we wanna do is we wanna have just a slight bend in the knees, and we're gonna have minimal arm motion. All we're gonna do is lift the feet up, and we're gonna take one hop to the side. Good, and then we're gonna do the same thing in the other direction. Minimal arm motion, slight hop to one side, and then back again. Good, and relax. So let's go ahead, we're gonna go through the sequence one time. So we're gonna do one hop forward, and we're gonna do one hop backwards. Good, and one hop left, and one hop right. Good, so that is the completion of your hop and stop. This last portion of our video is going to be total body muscle activation, and this is also going to be your intro into the next series. So Heather here is going to do a slight bend in the knees, and she's going to bend forward. As she bends forward with that bend in the knees, she's going to bring her fingers to the floor, and she's going to walk them forward slightly, and she's going to hold it there, and she's going to drop her knees down towards the floor. So as she goes down, and she's going to walk her hands forward, and she's going to stop right there on all fours. Now, if you have another method of getting down on the floor, that's okay. However, this is one of the most effective, and this is one that also forces you to activate all the muscles in the body. So what Heather's going to do is she's going to shift her weight slightly to her toes and to her hands, and she's going to lift her knees just up off the floor. So when you complete this here, if you're able to get your knees up off the floor, you're activating about 85% of the muscles in your body at the same time. Some people will go into some deep tremors while they're doing this, but it will alleviate as soon as they lower their body back to the floor and relax. And you can take the glutes back slightly and relax a little bit, stretch out the lower back, and then take that lean forward again onto all fours, and you want to plant your toes. Once the toes are planted, once again, you're going to lift the knees and hold. And you want to hold this position for as long as possible. As you're holding this position, you can think about going golfing or something such, if that's enjoyable to you, but continue to hold and then relax. All right, so we're going to show you how to get up off the floor once you've gone down to all fours. We're going to plant the toes. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the knees up, slightly up off the floor. And we're going to start walking our hands back, slow and controlled with a bend in the knees. Bring the glutes down and bring yourself all the way up to the top. And so our goal is with 85% muscle activation in this process is that you're able to actually bring yourself up and down from the floor in this fashion. And then the next part in the full activation is we're going to, once again, we're going to reach forward, slight bend in the knees, fingers to the floor, and we're going to walk it out. As we walk the hands out, we're going to bring ourselves into a full plank, and we're going to lower our glutes so we got flat across, and then we're going to raise our butt back into the air, and we're going to walk it back. And we'll take it all the way back, slight bend in the knees as we come up, and all the way up to the top. And there are different variations of this. You may have to bend your knees slightly more as you come up. So Heather, let's go ahead and demonstrate. So let's go ahead, bend the knees. Keep bending the knees, keep bending the knees, and there we go, hands to the floor, knees bent, and we're going to walk it forward. So the variation as you come back up, as you're going to walk it back, extreme bend in the knees, and rock it back like we're sitting in a chair, and then come on up fully, and relax.
This completes Level 1 of the Parkinson's Strength and Balance Training. Be sure to join us again for Level 2 coming soon. Now, let's hear from Peter Cash, a 75-year-old man with Parkinson's disease. Peter has been an active participant in the Parkinson's Strength and Balance Training program for several months.
Did not realize I had any illness whatsoever until I started a lot of balance problems. And that's when I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. They prescribed medication for me. I took the medication, it worked fairly well for a while. And then I had one or two major nightmare hallucination type things, and realized whatever was happening wasn't working.
Peter's health was not improving, and his falls were becoming more frequent. It was around this time when Peter met Jeffrey Brady and began the Parkinson's Strength and Balance Training Program.
Right away, I began to feel stronger. Jeff was able to convince me that a good portion of my problems are related to just not handling things right, not eating properly, not exercising. As I began to indulge more in the project, things seemed to turn around. The combination of exercise and good food and more interplay with my friends and relatives, I felt stronger. I felt like I could actually conquer Parkinson's. I didn't even know what it was until I had gone into Jeff's gym up there. He began to show me things and teach me stuff, and it actually made a tremendous change in my life.
It wasn't long after starting the Parkinson's Strength and Balance Training Program that Peter began to notice improvements in his gait.
It's so easy to fall into the Parkinson's step, I'll call it. At first I had to force it, and then slowly I got more used to it, and acquired the regular gait. And here recently I've been doing a little jogging.
Good job.
Good. Stay with it. Stay with it. It's looking real good. All right, I'm going to bring it back down. You ready? Bring it back down.
Yay! Good job. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, that's great.
I hope I'm contributing to history sooner or later.
Well, I think you are.
That's a big thing to think about.
Well, it's ginormous for me to see you do that. After seeing where you started and where you are now, that's amazing. I'm very happy for you.
I got a good trainer. I lucked out. One of the tricks that I'm aware of, because Jeff schooled me on them, is to get yourself up from the floor after you've fallen.
Just lift your knees. There we go. Good. Now walk it on back. Engage it. No, walk it. Stand up. Good. Hands. Good. All the way up. Whew. How'd that feel?
It felt like you taught me a trick.
Good.
Little things like that he teaches me. So I'm a believer.
Although Peter lives in an assisted living facility, his experience with Parkinson's Strength and Balance Training has helped him take back control of his life.
My life has changed dramatically. I feel empowered. I feel healthy. I feel like I can actually make some progress and either immediately stop or reduce the number of incidents that I have.
And you know what I love about it? I love the confidence that it's giving you as a person. Your confidence is coming back. And I didn't know you before, but you were kind of timid and fearful, and you're much more confident than you used to be.
Motorcycle racer, car racer.
Oh my gosh!
You name it. I did it. It's absolutely critical that you get in a good exercise program. I'm happy that I found Jeff, because he is one of the people that actually knows something about Parkinson's as opposed to just exercise. Every morning I get up and say, what can I do to get closer to living the life that I had, which I'm capable of doing.
Thank you for participating in the Parkinson's Strength and Training Program. Be sure to join us for Level 2 coming soon. For more information about this program or Parkinson's disease in general, please visit theparkinsonsproject.net.